Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm gonna talk about the result of my first TOEIC test. Since this is my English learning process, I'll be speaking entirely in English, so please bear with me. I've been working on immersion learning for a year and a half, and I can understand English content such as YouTube videos and novels. Recently, I wanted to know what level my English is, so I decided to take the TOEIC for the first time in my life to figure out my level. Now, I'd like to share the results with you. Before I share my TOEIC results, let me briefly share my learning journey. I'm a busy office worker and don't have much time to read books. Therefore, I decided to focus on listening. Through listening, I can get input while doing other tasks such as walking with my dog, driving, or doing chores. Most of my input comes from listening, approximately 80% of it. The remaining 20% of the time, I watch content on YouTube with English subtitles or read English novels. After a year and a half, I have come to be able to understand English. Before taking the TOEIC, I did studying 3 weeks. This was almost the first time I had done deliberately studying in this year and a half. However, my studying only consisted of taking 3 practice tests and listening to TOEIC-related content. Since I couldn't find much time to study, so given this situation, how well did I score? Here are the results. 750 points. Listening, 430 points. Reading, 320 points. I couldn't finish 10 questions in the reading section due to lack of time, likely because of insufficient practice. As for listening, it seems that my immersion learning paid off, and I managed to get a relatively high score. To be honest, I didn't understand the listening questions very well, so the score was a pleasant surprise. Since I had hardly studied grammar, reading score was lower than I expected. I simply didn't have enough time to do well. Actually, I am very satisfied with these results. Of course, I believe I can improve further. Before taking the TOEIC, I did 3 practice tests. I scored 680 points on the first, 800 on the second, and 750 on the third. During these practice tests, I realized how difficult the TOEIC is. Although I usually understand content for native English speakers, I thought the TOEIC would be easy, expecting to score 800 points right away, but it wasn't so easy. First, unfamiliar with the vocabulary and expressions used in the TOEIC was a crucial factor. Despite the listening not being very fast, it felt challenging to understand. Without being used to office-related vocabulary and professional expressions, even those who can understand YouTube videos without subtitles will find the TOEIC quite difficult. The reading questions are emails, flyers, advertisements, and so on, which I was not used to, making it hard to grasp the context. The material is not very difficult, but the time constraint requires a considerable reading speed. It became clear that a lot of practice is necessary to get used to this. The content we usually consume comes in various types. Look at this diagram. The vertical axis represents colloquial and literary forms, with more colloquial content at the top and more literary content at the bottom. The horizontal axis represents subjective and objective content, with more subjective content to the right and more objective content to the left. For example, When watching movies, dramas, or anime, we engage with the content subjectively by emphasizing with the characters. Novels are similar, but positioned lower due to more literary expressions compared to visual content. YouTube and presentations also speak directly to us, making the messages received subjectively and typically more colloquial. The left side includes content we receive objectively, such as office conversations, notes, flyers, advertisements, and statistical data. These are highly professional and objective, without emotional involvement. Of course, there's no superiority or inferiority among these types. The range of abilities needed in real conversations covers all the areas encircled in green. Since I had been doing immersion learning, I mostly consumed content on the right side, so taking the TOEIC was a good opportunity to address my weak points. I feel I've grown significantly through this recent study. For now, I don't plan to take the TOEIC again. Instead of focusing too much on the TOEIC, I believe it's important to absorb the content necessary for me in a balanced way. I believe that by engaging with various types of content instead of sticking to just one, it is possible to develop deeper and broader skills. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye!